Welcome to Solway News. I'm Arwen.
And I'm Sam. Today on Solway News, we are focusing on the USA. That's right, the United States of America.
The United States of America has been known as the country where if you work hard, you and your family will thrive and prosper. This is the American dream. However, lately, like many other countries around the world, America has been hit by an economic recession. It is no longer guaranteed that if you get an education and work hard, you will get a job and your economic position will improve. It is true that America can list billionaires like Bill Gates, who is worth around $54 billion amongst their ranks. It is also true that if you look at the top 10 richest people in America, all of them are white and only 2 of them are women. Here's our on-the-spot reporter Laura with more about the United States of America.
Hi, hello, I am Laura and here we have Miss Webster, an expert on the USA. Hi Miss Webster, and thanks for joining us today. What can you tell me about the United States? How much bigger is it than New Zealand, for instance?
You could squeeze New Zealand into America 3,667 times. If you take into account both its land area and its population, it is in fact the 3rd largest country in the world. Also, and perhaps more importantly, it has the world's largest economy.
3,667 times? And I thought the trip from Featherston to Masterton was long. How did America get so powerful?
Well, clearly that question is very difficult to answer in a few short sentences. But basically, after World War II, the USA emerged as the first country with nuclear weapons. The USA also held a permanent position on the United Nations Security Council. The country emerged as a policeman of the world, if you like.
To continue with that analogy, were there no other policemen around at the time?
Yes, there was the Soviet Union. However, when that broke up to form many countries, it left the USA as the world's sole superpower.
Thanks, Miss Webster. And that's all from me. Back to you, Sam, in the studio.
An interesting interview, thanks Laura. And now for a closer look at the USA. The USA has been the land of hope and plenty for many immigrants, but the country also has its own underbelly. It is the country where the Ku Klux Klan or the KKK was formed. This was essentially a secret terrorist society that believed in white supremacy. Members rode around in white hooded costumes scaring people, especially African Americans. They did this by burning down African American churches and homes and beating and sometimes lynching African Americans. Fortunately, by the 1940s, the KKK was not so powerful. The treatment of Native Americans has also been appalling. Many treaties between tribes and the government were broken, and there was a policy of moving Native Americans off land that might be rich in gold or good for farming. During the Trail of Tears, many Native Americans died on the forced walk to reservation. Many refused to give up their dignity and chose to walk rather than travel on one of the wagons supplied. Now over to our reporter Chloe, who I believe is actually in the USA.
Thanks, Sam. Yes, with our new time machine, I've managed to slip back into the year 1860, and I've managed to track down a rider from the American Pony Express. This has been very difficult to do, as these boys are always rushing somewhere. Ahoy there, Billy boy. I know you're in a hurry, but if you could just answer a couple of quick questions, that would be great. What are you actually doing?
I'm delivering mail on my horse. This is the station where we change horses. You only got 2 minutes, so we have to be quick.
Right. How far will you travel today?
121 kilometers, no matter the weather. Rain, hail, shine, no matter the danger, and the unknown warpath included. You only got 30 seconds left, partner.
Okay, last question. How did you get this job?
Gotta weigh under 62 kilograms, be fit, strong, and be an orphan. Gotta go.
An orphan, so you won't be missed much if you die. Why, that's terrible. I've got to get back to the time machine.
Thanks Chloe. Hope you make it back safely and jumping back into 2011 now. As well as having its rich, the USA also has its poor. Its poor are not like the people in the Horn of Africa who are facing starvation on a daily basis, but there is a large group of American citizens who struggle to feed, clothe and house their families. The poverty level for 2011 was stated at being $22,350. According to recent statistics, approximately 58.5% of Americans will live at least 1 year below the poverty line at some stage in their lives. Being unemployed compounds the problem, and when we look at who is unemployed, we see that the largest groups are made up of African Americans, Hispanics and teenagers. In fact, 25% of teenagers who are not in school or in training are unemployed. This is worrying as we look to the future. Let's cross to our on-the-spot reporter who is interviewing a New Zealand teenager. This teenager has just booked a ticket to the USA.
Thanks, Arwen. I'm Amy, and joining me now is Soha. Hello, Soha. Tell me, why do you wish to go to the USA?
There is so much to do there, like visit the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone National Park and go on thrilling rides in Disneyland. Also, Justin Bieber is giving a concert.
I'm sorry, Justin who?
Justin Bieber. You don't know who Justin Bieber is? Oh my gosh, he's on the brown hair, the warm eyes, and the abs that'll make you shriek.
Really? And he's amazing. Discovering the cure for cancer, perhaps, or writing some timeless novel that captures the essence of human condition?
No, silly. He's like a 17-year-old Canadian singer. He sang One Time. You must have heard of it. It's like world famous. When I met you, girl, my heart went knock, knock. Now the butterflies in my stomach.
And he's from Canada, you say?
Yep.
Well, I suppose that's another good thing about the USA. Justin Bieber doesn't live there. Now, over to you, Miss Souffle, about the USA. Justin Bieber doesn't... Oh, no. The towns that Justin Bieber will be visiting when he tours New Zealand shortly.
Kia ora, and welcome to the Biebs New Zealand Tour update. Did you hear me say Justin Bieber? He begins his tour in Kaitaia, where they are particularly interested in his great classic, the meaningfully entitled song, Baby. The Biebs then heads on down to Taupo, where he's looking to belt out more of his great hits. He had specifically asked that this particular concert reflect his image, and so painted rainbows will be a key feature with fairies, and all fans will receive a strawberry lollipop. There is some rumour that Justin Bieber will then be moving on to Masterton, where he'll be playing in front of a captive audience. There is a rumour that some people in Wairarapa are trying to escape, but the police have assured us they have the matter in hand and the good people of Wairarapa will be forced to attend. Later in the bulletin, we interview a wailing woman pulling her hair and gnashing her teeth and asking, "What have I done to deserve this? Please help me. What have I done?" In Christchurch, Justin Bieber will be performing at Hagley Park. There was some doubt about this concert going ahead, as it was generally felt that the good Cantabrians have suffered enough. But Solway News can confirm that this concert will be taking place. Finally, Justin Bieber visits Stewart Island, where, for the first time in the world, a musical artist will be performing in front of an entire population of a town's residents. The 9 islanders say the Foursquare will happily accommodate them, and they are quite happy to bring their own cushions to sit on. Well, that's all from me for now. Good night, New Zealand. Catch you tomorrow. Back to the news desk with Arwen and Sam.
Thank you, Miss Souffle. I am sure we are all holding our breath as we wait for the tour.
And with a bit of luck, some of us may even pass out.
Well, folks, that's all from us. We hope you've enjoyed the show and we wish you all a pleasant evening.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
From the whole team at Solway News, goodbye and no hora!